Botiga is a theme specifically made for WooCommerce, so it features an extensive set of WooCommerce options. We can locate these options by going to the Customizer and finding the WooCommerce section. Click on it and you'll notice we have a lot of subsections here for various aspects of your online store. Let's start off with the general section here. These are just the standard WooCommerce options, but we also have this for our premium users, which lets you change the style of your quantity inputs. So let's change it to a new one. So you can pick the one you want. Moving on, we have the single products section here. Let's go to layout. Here you can choose the layout for your gallery. We have these options available for free, as well as these options available for our Botiga Pro users. So you just click on the one you want, and the layout changes here. Let's say this. Next we have the elements. With this control you can rearrange the elements like this. You can also disable them, of course. Like let's say I want to hide the meta, I just click here and you see how it disappeared. I want to also hide the divider. See how it goes away here. We have the breadcrumbs option on and off. The tabs, you can enable or disable them. Upsell products, related products, also I can show or hide them. Recently viewed products. For the related products, if you're a Botiga Pro user, you can also enable this slider mode, and you can configure it like this. So basically all my related products are now in a slider. Moving on, we have the sticky add to cart. This is only for Botiga Pro, so we enable it. And it shows up this bar right here. So just some product info and an easy add to cart. Just the name, the price, an image, and you just click to add to cart. This is useful especially if you have a longer product with a bunch of text or images. So you can change its position, top or bottom, like this. You can rearrange the elements. You can also hide them. Let's say I want to hide the image, just click here. I can change the spacing between elements, and I also can hide it when I scroll up. So when I scroll down it shows, when I scroll up it's hidden. And I can also choose where I want to display it, on what devices. Also we have the product swatch, another Botiga Pro only feature. Let's see how we can configure this one. So right now it's enabled. We need to leave the customizer. Go to the backend. Go to WooCommerce. To products, attributes. And let's say I want to add color here. I'll just put a slug. And from type, this is what is special to Botiga. From type, you select either color or button. I'm going to select color because I want to have color attributes. Click on add. Click on configure terms. So let's say blue. I use the color picker here. And simply click on add new color. Now let's say a red. Select red here. and click on add new color again. Now I go back to my shop. Let's say this product right here. Click on edit. Now it's already a variable product, so I just have to go to attributes, select the attributes I created, and create some variations. Put some prices. Okay, now let's see my product here. So you can see the colors. If you want, we can go back to the admin area and go to attributes, go to the color attribute, and instead of color I can show it as a button. So I just update here, go back and refresh, and you can see now I have buttons here. This of course work well for sizes like XL, small, or whatever. Let's go back to the customizer now and continue. So we were here, single products, tabs. This is also only in Botiga Pro, so it basically controls the tabs on the single product interface. So I can choose one of the available styles. I can also change the alignment like this. Also, we have the style options for the single products. You can change various aspects like this. For example, the size for the product title, the color, the price. For the sticky add to cart, I can also change the title of the color, the color of the title, sorry. Tabs also. Let's move on now to the product catalog. So we have layout here. We can control the number of products for each row, like this. It's also responsive, so let's say I want to have one product per row on tablets or mobiles. I can change the number of rows I want for each page, like this. I can change the product gap, so the spacing between products, like this. You can also change the layout to list if you want. So it's basically a list of all your products. If you're a Botiga Pro user, you can also change the shop header style, adjust its alignment, or you can even display categories if you want in the shop header. Also for Botiga Pro we have a larger selection of sidebar options. So like this, with an icon. You can also have some text. We have controls for various page elements. I can hide the title, description, product sorting, the number of results, and of course I can also hide the breadcrumbs if I want. If you're a Botiga Pro user, you also have access to some pagination options like this. You have the default pagination, but you can change it to load more. So it's basically a button, you click on it, and the next set of products fades in. It can also be infinite scroll, which is basically the same thing but without the button. It just happens automatically. Next we have the product cards. A bunch of options here as well. You can change the layout, you can change the add to cart button location. So right now it's on hover. You can do it like this, so it's always visible. Or it can be an icon, an add to cart icon like this. You can also disable it entirely if you don't want to let people add to cart from the product catalog. There is also the quick view. It's disabled by default, but you can enable it like this. So you just click on it and this pop-up shows up. You can change its location. Next we have the card elements. You can enable elements. You can rearrange by drag and drop. You can hide, of course. Change the alignment. You can also alter the spacing. Next we have the sale tag. You can choose its position, left or right, and control the spacing. You can change the border radius for it. The text. Or you can even display it as like this with a percentage. You can control it, like you can use the value tag like this. Customize your text. Moving on, we have the categories. Here you have to use them if from general you have this setting on. So show categories if you're displaying categories instead of products, like this. So let's go back, product catalog, categories. So from here you can customize these categories. Okay, let's continue with the cart page. Let's just add something to our cart. Need to leave the customizer first. Let's add this to cart. Let's go back to the customizer now. So the cart options are under WooCommerce cart. So you can change the layout like this, whatever you prefer. You can even enable cross sales if you have them configured, or mini cart cross sales. You can make this sticky, so it's not visible now because I don't have a lot of products in my cart. I just have one. But if I were to have a lot of products, so the list is longer here, this would just be sticky. I can hide a coupon form if I want. That's it regarding the cart. Let's leave the customizer now. And go to the checkout page. So just fill in your data and click on place order. Let's see how we can customize this page. Let's go to WooCommerce, checkout. We have a bunch of layouts, as well as the multi-step checkout for our Botiga Pro users. You can show or hide your coupon form. You can make this sticky right here, so it follows you. You can of course enable the distraction-free checkout, which basically hides the header and the footer, most of the info from the header and the footer, so your customers can focus on finishing the purchase. If you're a Botiga Pro user, we also have the wishlist feature. So let's click on it here. Select the layout, and you see how new options show up. So let's first go back to the product catalog, reset it to show products. Okay, and now the wish list. We can select one of these layouts here. See, the icon shows up here to add to your wish list, and another icon here. You can enable a tooltip if you want. Of course, you need to add text to it. Like this, for example. You can choose to show it only on hover. And you can of course create a new page for your wishlist. So let's add a product, this for example. Sorry. Let's go back to the main page and let's see our wishlist. So here it is. This is the product I added. I can easily add to cart, edit to cart, straight from here, and then go ahead and view my cart. So here it is, the product I had previously, and also the one I just added from my wish list. The last thing I want to show you, from the customizer, you just have to go to Woocommerce, and this right here, you can enable search. You can enable Ajax on your search fields. So you just click here. You can configure it as you need. Let's click on search and add some text. And you can see how the results show up instantly. And this is it regarding WooCommerce.